It is recording.
Hi, this is Graphically Alex, coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. We're here with Angelica. She's an angel.
You're too sweet.
As the name indicates. So I want to first start off by saying, of course, flower crownified. This is a Lana moment for me. This is what makes us fat video. This is we don't stick together. We put food first. And Angelica has a big crystal. What is that crystal for?
This is moss agate. I always forget what moss agate does. I just really like how it looks. But I guess I can look up the definition if we care.
We can figure it out. I'll just yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. No, so I wanted to talk about this aspect a lot because this is fascinating to me. And I think like people have a lot of fears around like, especially online, public cancellation due to weight loss, or they fear like the toxic ritualistic rejection aspect of like, I'm stepping away. I think even offline, when you step away from it, there can be a moment where you lose friends. And people talk about it very often, but I found your experience to be interesting because it's, you know, I'm an activist and you were an activist. So it's like an activistic aspect to it that I found to be super interesting. And I wanted to ask you things just because like, you know, I want anti-FA to grow. So
for sure. According to my quick Google search, moss agate is a symbol of growth, healing, and connection to nature. It's also known to bring abundance, prosperity, and new beginnings.
Oh, nice.
Fitting for the video, I guess.
That is fitting, yes. Okay, so to get into it, well, actually, do you want to introduce yourself? I mean, your channel is bigger than mine. I'm always like, everybody knows who she is. So.
Everyone knows who you are every time I mention you in a video. My name is Angelica. You might have seen me before on TikTok or YouTube. Unfortunately, from like 2021, 2023-ish, I was a fat acceptance advocate. So I post a lot of cringy shit on TikTok and Instagram. Unfortunately, it's hard to delete all that stuff off the internet, so it's out there for you to see if you still want to. I left the fat acceptance community in 2024, last June, I think, and I was quote unquote canceled for that. I went viral for that. A handful of people on YouTube even made videos about it, and last December I started my YouTube channel, Angelica Unfiltered, where I do anti-fat acceptance content similar to Alex.
Yes.
Except I feel like he's a lot nicer. I'm kind of mean.
I think we're mean in different ways. I always think of that bridge in what is it? This Is What Makes Us Girls, where she's like, our eyes gleamed mean or whatever. Ribbons in her hair and her eyes gleamed mean. So to me, I'm like, we're mean in different ways. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I appreciate it. I do have a question about that, about some of that aspect too. But I know I witnessed Humongous Gate. That was
I literally, which is so hilarious. Like I didn't even realize I said humongous 45 times until people pointed it out. Like it's just a word that's in my vocabulary, I guess.
I loved it.
Like I didn't do it on purpose the first time.
Well, it's so tame too, but to me it's really tame. Like I obviously really like I clean up for my, you know, I'm taking this seriously. So I try not to be like super extra and stuff. But like in my personal life, I love offensive humor and stuff like so much. But on the channel, I don't do that because it is kind of a serious topic and it's like, you know.
No, you're more classy than I am.
Yeah, I might come across as like, you know, very, you know, high priestess energy here. And I'm just kidding. But
you're the professor and I'm the jester.
Or what is it? What's the other one? The Hierophant. I may come across as the Hierophant on here, but I can be ratchet too. Okay.
Alex can still throw down. He can still
hang. I can be a 3 of Cups. I can be, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just being cheesy. But No, it was so cheesy. I did like a lot of tarot references on Angelica's channel, which you should check that out for
Yep,
sure.
it was great.
Yes. So we're gonna get into this. There's a lot of questions I had, so get ready. This is a 10-question
All
interview.
right, I'm ready.
So my first question for you is, like, I guess it's really two, but did you struggle with the idea of telling people you were losing weight on TikTok? So like specifically publicly. And if you did, what was that like?
I really did struggle with that. I didn't talk about my weight loss for a very long time, but I think if you were someone that saw my videos all the time, you would have noticed my weight fluctuating from gaining more weight while in fat acceptance. And then when I was slowly pulling out, I did start to lose a little bit of weight. And I did struggle with telling people about it because losing weight is almost like siding with the enemy in fat acceptance.
Mhm.
Like it's a total betrayal to the movement and like whatever you, and even though like people in the fat acceptance community say like they don't care what people do with their body, what other people do with their body is often like seen as an attack on themselves. So I knew I was scared to talk about weight loss or wanting to lose weight because I would be shunned.
Mhm. So you basically knew. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, I knew. But I didn't know it would happen to the extent that it did.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness.
I didn't think it'd get millions of views, maybe like 50,000, but
Fair enough.
the
I
algorithm
mean,
works in mysterious ways.
yes. Yeah. So I think I asked because it's like that's something I didn't really struggle with. Like I've done a lot of stuff online, like throughout my online life. I don't know. And I've been canceled before, like multiple times. I'm sure you're so surprised, but I have been for a lot of different reasons. I've been canceled like personally, I've been canceled a lot by association. So like, why are you friends with this person? Like I very much that type of thing. And then it happened offline. So I had an offline cancellation, which that was fun. But I understand the feeling of it. I don't understand it to like that extent of like millions of like a million views on your cancellation. Like that is kind of crazy to think about.
Hmm.
So the next question is kind of similar. So you feared a cancellation, I'm guessing.
Yeah, or just having so much pushback against something that like I so desperately wanted to do. But
Mhm.
obviously I still did it because like I knew weight loss is what I wanted to do, and obviously I did care about people's opinions, but I knew at the end of the day like it's something I wanted to do, so I was still going to do it.
Mhm. I think it's really, I feel like a lot of times they don't, like, a lot of times people are not online people, which is
Mhm.
obvious, but it's really hard to rebrand, especially if you had an audience that's like the opposite. And I think people within anti-FA need to understand like when somebody takes even a step outside of that, it's like a huge deal. Like I try to be somewhat graceful. Like for example, with anti-diet pilot, even though she kind of irritates me, to be honest, she
Is that the
still
one with
kind of
brown
does.
hair?
Yeah,
Or okay, and she's
she
kind of
she
cringy.
recently started taking Ozempic, or she took some kind of GLP-1,
Oh,
and
no, no, she's the one with, like, super curly hair,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just did a video on her. It's coming
Mhm,
out tomorrow. But anyway, but I try to be somewhat graceful, but she's
mhm,
still not the best in terms of like helping the movement and stuff. So I
mhm.
still had to kind of call her out a little bit. But I understand it from a branding perspective, and I understand it, you know, even within anti-FA, I have struggled from a branding standpoint. Just being different sizes is hard from a branding standpoint. Like I've faced scrutiny or issues or like, like when I was becoming mid-size, for example, that was a drastic shift. And people were kind of weird about it online
Well, even though,
because
like, a lot of people say, like, "Oh, I don't judge people because of, like, how they look," like, unconsciously, they do, like, I
Mhm.
think me and Honey Bison are, like, very similar in a lot of ways, and people will be like, Angelica, she's a mean girl. I like, why do you even promote her videos? Like, and I'm like, I feel like I'm meaner than her most of the time. And I feel like it's
Mhm.
just because like she's super fit and like
Mhm.
super muscularly and like she's done the damn thing that people
Mhm.
interpret her as mean when it's like I feel like our personalities are pretty similar. If not, I feel like I pick on people's appearances way more than like anyone else in this sphere.
Well, for me, like I'm just, I'm very INFJ, so
Hmm.
I'm like not super realistic. So I literally like I did not clock that Fab Fatties where she had the jeans like up here. I didn't
Hmm.
notice it. So I just don't notice. I think if I did notice, then I probably would say more about people's appearances if I'm gonna be honest. But I just don't because I literally don't. I'm like literally when I'm doing this, I think about the rhetoric and I think about what's being said, or like I'll think about the person emotionally, which I think is good. Like I think I can
Hmm.
kind of provide that counterbalance. But it's like not everybody's like that. So to me, it's like even if you're dealing with like if people are like, oh, I don't like that Angelica talks about appearance. Angelica's not the only person in the world that does. Like, and
Hmm.
I don't think you're the worst. There are people that are brutal about it. So people need to kind of you have to like be in reality.
Yeah.
That's a part of life too. But yeah, I think for me it's hard because at times like uh, even just shifting like one of the most frustrating things about being an anti-FA activist is like there's a lot of times where or I think probably any kind of activist, there's a lot of people who talk like they're about it, but they're not actually about it. So it's like, oh, it's good that you are against the rhetoric, but what, you're actually losing the weight? Like, no, I don't want that. Or like, if that makes me uncomfortable. It's like, honey, I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm an activist. Like, quite
Hmm.
frankly, it's the opposite. Like, I'm here to make you uncomfortable so that you change. And it's like, so I think that that's interesting. But all I'm saying is, I can acknowledge or I can understand from the branding perspective how difficult that would be to shift
Hmm.
because I'm sure you got like tons of comments that were
After
like,
like I was canceled, well, I guess when I was trying to like dwindle out of the fat acceptance community, I started focusing more on like alternative fashion type stuff.
mhm,
And then like I kind of just gave up with that in general because while I do love fashion and stuff, like I don't dress like super cute every single day. So like my passion behind it kind of like dwindled. And then after I posted my cancellation video, then I started posting like what I eat in a day videos, but that didn't really feel like that fulfilling. So I just kind of like
mhm,
my TikTok kind of like sizzled out. So I
mhm,
just really haven't been on there that much to be honest. I only go on there for like my business page cuz I do a lot
mhm,
of like marketing and stuff there,
mhm,
but I spend most of my time on Instagram and I just feel like as platforms, like I feel like YouTube is the easiest way for me to get all of my feelings and thoughts
mhm,
put out there and I feel like more seen and understood on this platform than I
mhm.
could on TikTok. And plus TikTok is so like fat acceptance
Yeah,
positive, so even if I were to put content over there, I'm not even sure like how well it would do.
that's true. That's a good point. Um, okay. So that's a good like I agree with that because I've tried a little bit. I dabbled in it last year and oh my gosh, it's just
Everyone
I
on
don't know how
TikTok is usually
productive.
like enablers, so it's hard to like do
Yeah.
anything of like or talk about anything critically.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so now this is where we get a little bit more personal. So, did you lose anybody that you felt close to, or
I
was
guess I
it
was
more
kind of
superficial?
shocked by like online people or like
Mhm.
I was friends with this one girl who watched my YouTube videos and like she lived up in Chicago and we like met up twice and like got lunch and
Uh-huh.
like she blocked me or like I was friends with this other girl, internet friends, but like we like talked pretty regularly and like I was surprised when she blocked me. But in my personal life, like I don't want to say I was Hannah Montana living a double life, but I was definitely
Mhm.
more like um enthusiastic or talking about my views more about like fat acceptance and stuff online than I was in real life. So when I started changing things, when I started losing weight and like developing healthier patterns, not much in my personal life really
Mhm.
changed. I would say one of my I feel weird because I'm like I don't really like have that many fat friends, but like my other friend that was plus size, um, she was starting to lose weight like the same time
Mhm.
I was, and I remember her saying like, "Oh, I was scared to tell you that like I wanted to get the weight loss surgery because I thought you'd be mad at me." And even though like I was like slowly, I was like moving out of the fat acceptance community, I was like embarrassed that she said that, but like she was the only friend at the time that was overweight or plus size, so
Mhm.
like I didn't lose any real life friends because
Mhm.
of it. And I think that just shows a lot that like, when you turn the phone off, when you go touch grass, when you talk to people that actually know you in real life, like those are the people that actually matter.
Yeah, how did it feel to, like, be blocked by that person? Was it weird at the time or, like I'm just
Uh,
curious.
yeah, it was weird. I wouldn't like I wasn't like upset to the point that I was crying, but
Yeah.
it didn't like make me upset, and it made me realize that like all of the friends that I did make online because of the fat acceptance movement, they only liked me because I was fat and believed in the same things as them. Like
Yeah.
they weren't actually my real friends the way that like my real friends in real life
Yeah.
wouldn't care if
I can
like
see that.
something in my life changed.
I can see that. Okay, so it wasn't super like, you just kind of were like it's probably more so just the information of, like, it was more like, conditional or very, very conditional upon, like,
Yeah,
a
like not that
very
since I'm not in your
specific.
club anymore, like you don't care about me.
Yeah. Okay, I understand that. Okay. And then I wanna ask this too, how did you interpret the cancellation back then versus now? So how has it changed with time?
When it first happened to me, I was shaking in my boots, crying. I remember like trying to explain the situation to everyone in my real life because obviously like they weren't in fat acceptance, and like just having to explain everything like it makes you feel like you are in a totally separate different fucking
Yeah.
world than people, because like first of all I had to explain what fat acceptance was first, and then I had to explain like what the video was that I posted, and then like how everyone was mad, and then someone else made a video like just like telling a story that felt like 25 years long. And, I remember when it started like really picking up views, I couldn't even like go on TikTok and open my comment section because I was so scared of
Yeah.
like what people had to say about me. And I remember I went to the studio to do permanent jewelry, and my friend or coworker Lexi was there, and I like gave her my phone. I was like, "Can you read the comments for me?" Because I was so fucking scared. And she's like, "Angelica, some of these people are actually being nice. Like it's not as hateful as you thought it would be."
Mhm.
So that kind of like gave me the courage to like look back on the video and the comments, and obviously there was still tons of hate, but there were still people that supported me. When something gets so big in the algorithm, it starts to be shown to like
Yeah.
other people out of that niche. So normal, regular,
Yeah.
healthy minded people found the video
Right.
and were like, "Why the hell are you guys so upset?" But now I think it's actually comical. Like
Mhm.
I think the whole fat acceptance community should be like a South Park episode or something because it's just so extreme and like chronically online. I
Yeah.
try not to get upset about internet things or like what's going on because there are so many other important things in my life that I would rather
Mhm.
put the energy into. I mean, obviously I put a lot of time and energy into YouTube filming and editing and trying to develop a community, but I feel less emotionally attached to things.
Mhm. Okay. I think part of that could be growing up, but also too, like, it
I
changes
was no,
with
I was
time.
27 or I was 27 when it happened last year.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I
it
guess a
hasn't
lot
been
of
that
changing
long.
can I guess a
I'm
lot
like,
can
to
change in 1
me,
year.
it's like,
It
I feel
happened
like the
5 years
past
ago.
year has been like 10 years in 1 year. It just
Yeah,
feels
I
like
get
it's
that.
been a lot.
And like a lot has changed for me, I guess, in the last year too, so I get
Mhm.
that.
I think it's just I don't know,
It just
like
felt so like high school drama. Like,
that's
remember like
true.
like everything that happened in high school, like you felt like it was the end of the world. And
Yeah,
then like
that
now you're
makes
like,
sense.
who gives a rat's ass?
That makes sense. That's true. I think I was thinking about, like, my journey too, because 'cause I've been clean, just kidding. I don't like to say that because, I don't considered an addiction, but I haven't done anything in 5 years. Like basically it'll be in like one more month, it'll be 5 years.
Congratulations,
That's
that's
a
awesome.
long time. I feel old as hell. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, oh my gosh, like holy crap, you know what I mean? But thank you so much. It's just, it's weird because time passes. So it's like some of how I've changed. It's also just that I'm older now and I'm like boring in my 30s now.
I know.
Vibes.
I get it.
So, but I mean, hey, I still have my high school moments. I do.
True.
I have my high school drama moments.
It keeps us young.
Yeah, as a lot of girlies in their 30s say, I'm just a girl. So I still have my I'm just a GORL. I'm just a girl.
Cool.
Anyways, so let's go. What was it? Oh my god, this is a scarring question that I'm not sure if I'm prepared to ask, but whatever. What was it like to see me react to your video about it?
About the cancellation?
The cancellation.
I feel like, I don't know, like it was kind of exciting to like see other people react to it, because like seeing other people cover it that aren't in the fat acceptance movement kind of like gave me some clarity and made me realize that like that how do I want to say this? I guess like just continuing to support me and like realize that like the decision I made was the right one, and kind of confirm that like sometimes the rhetoric or like the things that people say in the fat acceptance community is like out of this world insane. So it's been nice to see people support me, and then like being able to build relationships with those said people.
Yeah, I think I just always like, I don't know, like I'm so into the, like, I guess ideas of it sometimes that sometimes I do forget that like I'm actually talking about people, which I know that sounds horrible to say, but it's not.
No, I
that
feel like
I
that
don't
too.
care.
Like it's not just like a little screen.
Yeah, it's not that I don't care about people or whatever. It's just like I'm so focused on like the activism and like the points being made.
Yeah, breaking it down.
Yeah, that I don't always think about that element. Like I think this one woman, I think like Anna's Comeback or something, or
Okay.
I think she said some things about what I had said because I covered her, and I don't think she liked what I said very much. And I was like, ooh. It's like, oh my goodness. And then obviously I have gotten some comments where they're like, you're so critical of everybody and you can't take it into that. And it's like, honey, I just, first of all, like, who the hell loves to be criticized? Like, if we're going to be real about it, I don't love it. I don't. But it's like, am I sitting here crying over it? No. Do I actually care? No. Like, I don't know. But it's like, I also don't listen to it. I don't know.
Well, and too, like, I think it shows some sort of growth to be able to just like listen to other people's perspectives. And even if you don't like completely agree with everything that they have to say, like you can still think about it and maybe be like, well, I don't agree with that, but it kind of instills like your own thoughts, or like I think it's not a bad thing to question your own behaviors, or like if someone else sees something a different way, like just keeping an open mind. And I think it like I'm fine with getting criticism or pushback on things because I know I'm not like a perfect human being. I know like we were talking about earlier, like I always comment like on people's appearances, and I know that can be toxic and not healthy, but I try to come from like, I don't want to say like a comedy standpoint because I know I'm like not a fucking stand-up, but just like seeing all the different perspectives, I think keeps me humble. And you know, at one point I thought I knew everything when I was in the fat acceptance community, and I don't want anyone to think I know everything now just because I'm on the outside. No one's perfect. No one knows everything.
Yeah, I think it's just like the part for me, or why I was very happy with you when I covered you, because you were like you were like reversing your activism, which is literally like, that's like my dream, you know what I mean? Or like the best possible outcome as an activist is for somebody to do a complete 180. Because I think you felt bad about some of the messages you put out. And so I think you should feel really good about that,
Yeah,
about like actually doing it.
yeah, I definitely do feel like I have some sort of like survivor's guilt about it, but
Mhm.
um I hope that what I do on YouTube counteracts what I did in the past. And I hope that like in my response to the cancellation, like I feel like it really gives like a down to earth perspective about like why
Mhm.
people join the fat acceptance community, but then
Yes.
also like why people lose it. Like a lot of people are in the fat acceptance community not only because it's like almost like some sort of like socialization, like some cult, but also it reinforces like all of the bad behaviors that they have.
Mhm.
Like it's very comforting. Like it's nice to be a part of a community, even if it's one
Mhm.
that's harming you.
Mhm. Yeah, totally. And I'm just, yeah, like I said, I'm so happy because I'm happy that like we're creating this counter narrative, like I think all of us together in terms of like losing publicly. Like it's very hard
It's
because I
humiliating.
know it's hard and I appreciate that you're doing it. And it's like, I know how hard it is. And it's like, yeah, if part of your personality is that you're going to say humongous, which is like the huge, controversy that I saw,
Mhm,
that same toughness is why you're able to do it because a lot of
mhm.
people are very sensitive and it's very hard to lose publicly. Like, I don't think people get it. Like, it's tough because you get criticized for it and stuff, even sometimes by your supporters. Like, people can be like, you're doing this too slow, or this is that, or this, that. It's like, but they only think that because it's not common to see. So the more that it's shown, people can see it's possible, it's possible, it's possible.
Yeah,
So
and that's
I'm
something that,
really,
like, comes slowly over time too. Like, if I lost, like,
yeah,
20 pounds in a week, it would
yeah,
definitely look a little bit weird, and it would be concerning.
yeah, of course. And I think it's just so, it makes me so happy. It's like we're doing the damn thing. I think it's really important. Okay, let me see here. So, what was it like after? So after once the drama died down, what was the experience like of returning to your overall routine?
So I think, like, about a month before I, like, released my video, like, I started counting my calories and stuff like that, and, after everything died down with that, I don't think really anything in my life changed. I made enough money from that video on TikTok that I bought myself a walking pad from TikTok Shop. So that kind of encouraged me to continue to exercise, because I've always wanted one of those things. But I feel like that moment kind of made me resentful towards TikTok,
Mm,
and it made me not even really want to post or um, really just have really anything to do with the app, just because I received so much feedback from it. And then obviously most of the people that followed me on TikTok followed me because of fat
mhm,
acceptance. So it's um some people were supportive obviously, and they said like they would watch my videos no matter what, but a majority of the followers were people that probably now disagree with what I'm doing. So it almost felt like a dud, or just uh like a dead end road to me.
yeah.
And I was just like, I have to move on to something else.
Okay, so then you eventually started the channel.
Yeah,
New
so
channel.
the cancellation was in June, and then I started this YouTube channel in December of that year. So
Okay.
6 months later.
Okay. I will say when I think you commented on the video I did, you're like, I've been watching. I was like, what? Because sometimes I feel like I'm just talking into like a void of nothing. I don't know why I feel that way. Obviously, it's not true,
Yeah, me too.
but it feels that way. So I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 views. Like you can't like visualize 1,000 people, so you're just like,
Yeah,
okay, 1,000. That's it.
I don't know. It's happening. Something's happening somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. But no, sometimes you feel that way. Plus, like for me, like especially like the last year, like I would say from like my bra era till today, it's been a lot of like go, 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 go. It's like I gotta put it up, gotta go, gotta go, go. Because I
Mhm.
was so like it was kind of like go time activistically. It's like small fat and mid size, they're huge. Like those are the biggest things where it's like I have to be visible, I have to show it. every single second, like this is the moment that it happens. So I knew that activistically. So I was just like content, like go, go,
Mm-hmm.
go, go. And my style of activism is very like Chinese water torture. You know, it's like just a drop, a drop, a drop. But that's part of it because it helps. And I obviously for me, a lot of it is focused towards people that have these toxic ritualistic issues, and
Mm-hmm.
it is so repetitive. And I do have to provide that counter reinforcement. So it's like we're not going to reinforce it. We're going to actually do the opposite of it, which means I have to be present. And
Mm-hmm.
especially during those eras, if I wanted to slow down now, I could, but I don't because now I'm just hooked. But it's like I was so like, it's like you can't sit and think about the minutia with every single video. Like for me, it's like I'm posting 4 times a week and now like 5 times a week because I do members videos too. So it's like I'm
Mm-hmm.
just posting, posting, posting. So for me, I just kind of kept it going. That helped me too with like hate and stuff because if something was hateful, like if I got a bunch of hate, it'd just be
You
like
post something
buried.
else and then
Yeah,
like
it's just buried.
move more
It's like
comments
keep it
come.
going, keep it going. So that's something that helped me. But okay, so how did this overall experience of being counseled, how did it affect your weight loss journey in general?
I feel like it has only like continued to push me forward. Um, I've continuously lost weight since it. I did gain a little bit of weight in April when my husband and I went to Vegas to get married, but because obviously like we were drinking and we live in the Midwest, so we don't have In-N-Out Burger here, so we were eating it a bunch and like like drinking, and there's like crazy buffets, so we went to that and stuff. But as soon as I came back home, like I lost it right away, and
Yeah.
I had like a little bit of a plateau too. But at the end of the day, like I never stopped giving up,
Mhm.
and I know a lot of people feel pressured because of like being online and like trying to lose weight, but
Mhm.
to me it feels like someone holding me accountable, because if I came on here and like if I gained 30 pounds, I almost feel like I wouldn't feel like I wouldn't say like a hypocrite, but I also feel like I wouldn't be following
Mhm.
what I say, or like like rules for thee but not for me, or like
Mhm.
so constantly posting about things and like talking about weight loss, I feel like encourages me to keep going. But I don't know, I haven't really felt any pressure from it, and I think seeing people appreciate my content
Mhm.
also motivates me to keep going, because I feel like when you think of the anti-fat acceptance community, you would think like, oh, all these people are like thin and active and healthy, but no,
Mhm.
like a lot of people in this movement are fat and overweight or obese, and they use this content not as, I guess, sometimes motivation, but also it helps them continue their journey as well.
Mhm.
And I hope like if I regressed that people would be like, "Hey bitch, like what's going on?"
Yeah, well, I'm always like, I've had moments of gain, and then I've had plateaus. Like I'm having a plateau now, but I think it's more body comp related, which then you have to fight with fitness bros because they're like, that's not true. You can't put on muscle. And it's like, yes, I can. I can visibly see it. And they're like,
Mhm.
no. And it's like, then you're trying to gaslight me. And then I'm going to turn into Chapel again. Like,
Yeah.
honey, my eras never go away. I build. They build on each other. I'm like, I had to put the smack down on somebody, a Chapel boundary down recently on my posts because
You like the
somebody was,
personality from Split, like a new one comes
yeah.
out depending on the situation.
Well, it's like, it's my toolbox, you know? It's like, that's an aspect of it. Like, again, you got to have your Chapel boundaries, like,
Mhm.
especially when you're mid and all that. People really have a lot to say. It's like, honey, it is so easy now for me to put a boundary and just be like, no, and be like,
Bye.
I don't, well, because for me, I'm like, I don't owe you how I look. Like, let's be real.
Mhm.
I'm an activist. I'm not a model.
Yeah,
Like,
and you
you
put
need
in the
to know
damn
your
work.
place. Yeah, I'm like, put you in your place. But anyways, it's like you have to kind of do that. You have to have your Chapel moment with the paparazzi and be like, you shut the fuck up. You have to kind of do that because people,
What about your weight
they,
loss, bitch? I don't see you posting
yeah.
anything.
Well, it's like, no,
Mhm.
it's just, it's stupid. And I think sometimes because of the topic I talk about, there are sometimes people with these issues that do overly externalize or they'll project. And I think,
or you say something that triggers them.
yeah, or sometimes they, like, I think that person, they might be more on the reductive side. So it's like they're very upset because the whole post was about how I'm average. And that can be very triggering to somebody who's overly reductive. They don't want to be average, you see? So it's like, but I'm just like, I know the chorus of fat voices. And I'm just kidding. I know the fat collective, and the fat collective is like, oh my God, if I could just be normal someday. And I'm like,
oh, I'm so excited to be normal.
Yeah, I'm like, you can. I'm there. I'm normal now. It's normal. It's boring. Nobody says anything. People finally shut the fuck. I'm just kidding. But no, it's like, that's what people want to hear. And it's like, you need to hear it, because so many fitness people are constantly talking about, like, when you're snatched or you have abs or something. It's like,
what about when you're just regular?
Yeah, when you're just average, it's like you just blend in. And it's like, that's a lot of people's goals. So I have to talk about it, even if it triggers somebody who's like, I don't want to be average, or you shouldn't want to be average. Honey, I personally don't. You know, my name is Graphically Alex. I want to be graphic. I like that. Average is not graphic. Mid is not graphic. It's been a tough year for me, but at the end of the day, it's like, just no. You know, it's like, I have activistic points. There is a method to my madness. I'm trying to tell the fat collective, you can be normal. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be thin or obese. Like, there's a range where you can be healthy.
Well, yeah, you can be chunkalicious. You can have a love handle and still be healthy at that range. Like, it's okay. And if you don't really care that much, and because I think too, like, I'm thinking about like moms and dads, like, that are in their 30s and 40s that have like 4 kids in a minivan. They're not going to care about having abs. It's like,
yeah, like, the audience is very diverse.
Yeah. Well, it's like, sometimes the Gen Zs, they're, you know, and I get it. Like, you're in your 20s, you're like kind of about yourself, but it's like,
you think you know how the world works.
Yeah. I'm like, you know, my cousin had a baby. She doesn't care about having abs right now. And why should she? She should be focused on being a mom. You know, she's a new mom. It's like,
there's other priorities.
Yeah. But anyways, okay. So how has it been to be a part of the anti-fat acceptance community online? So to go from watching to now being a part of it.
Obviously I really like it. I feel more seen and understood, like, making this type of content than I ever did, like, making the fat acceptance content, because I feel like when I made the fat acceptance content, it was very like cookie cutter and like basic. Luckily, I've never said, I mean, I've said some heinous things, but I've never had any videos made about me until I tried to lose weight, thankfully. And there's this video going around right now of this lady comparing Ozempic to Jenna's side. I'll censor myself. So luckily I've never said anything that insane, but you know, I have another channel where I make like fashion content and I talk about tattoos and everything, but I think that being a part of anti-fat acceptance, I feel seen and heard in ways that I haven't in other communities online, because being overweight or fat or obese has been something that's affected me my entire life. And you know, when I was in fat acceptance or when I was making fashion content, like, that stuff is usually always just about like a looks and appearance. And you know, when talking about, you know, the things that we talk about, I feel like people get to know me like more on like an intellectual or like emotional level. So I feel more connected to my audience and then like the other creators in this community, especially because a majority of the people that watch this content or make this content have struggled with similar things as myself.
I think, like, to be kind of cheesy spiritually, it's a very balanced movement in terms of like vibrationally. So it's like you talk about looks, but you also talk about the intellectual, and you also talk about the emotional, and you know, it's like it covers all of it. So it's like a full spectrum, which I think it gives the movement a lot of balance. And I'm very happy to be a part of it too. For that reason, I think it's kind of healing. I consider it to be healing, even if there are sometimes toxic voices within it. it's still, usually it's coming from a good place, or it's just not necessarily toxic. It's like maybe that message is specifically for class 1 obese and under. You know what I mean? Like maybe it just needs to be shifted to a specific demographic.
Yeah.
Rather than like everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. And to like I have my one friend that was plus size, but like besides her, like everyone in my life has not really like struggled with weight, or one of my good friends had um a restrictive ED and like been like under 100 pounds. So it's like, I guess if we can relate on some things, but it's like there's I need that. I need to find that like emotional support elsewhere. Of course, like people in my life are supportive and they want to see me succeed and lose weight and stuff. But it's like no one, like you just sometimes you just like need someone to like completely fucking understand the situation, because no matter like how many words you can string together, like no one understands unless they've been through that experience.
I've had certain viewers of mine that I've really appreciated throughout the years, like their comments and stuff, because they're kind of like veterans, you know, like they did it before. Those are some of the best comments you'll get too, are people who have actually done it, because it really helps. It does. So I feel you there. Okay, so let me ask this too. This kind of goes with it, but it's more of like that social aspect. What was it like to shed the fat acceptance connections and create new ones online? So like specifically online, like to kind of shed that skin and shift.
I felt, I guess, physically and like emotionally lighter. I felt more understood, or like I could be myself now, because even when I was like tiptoeing my way out of the fat acceptance community and still posting like fashion things, like I knew I still had to like walk on eggshells, because like I still wanted to be a part of like the plus size alternative fashion community, but I wanted to make sure like I didn't say something and like hurt someone's feelings and then like it create like some sort of like chain, like some sort of chain reaction. So I just feel like I can be more authentic. And I feel like for a majority of my life, I feel like it's been hard for me to be understood or like seen the way that I see myself. So I feel like now I'm part of a community that understands me as a human, and I'm not just like another little cog in their machine.
That's great. I love to hear it. Okay, so I guess for my last question, because I'm a toxic queen, what are your most common hate comments, and what takes like from people that watch your videos annoy you the most? So those I had to ask that. I just had to, because you can relate to me, so I have to ask you.
I guess more hate. I feel like I really don't get that many hate comments.
Yeah, it's
some of
never
them
a
will
lot.
be like
Yeah, it's little.
like you're so mean, like this person's obviously trying their best, but like you're like just calling me fucking mean. I don't care if you think I'm fucking mean. But I guess the most annoying ones, people will comment on how I pronounce things. And I really do try my hardest. Like I don't try to rage bait anyone. I'm dyslexic, and or some people will be like, you could have just looked that word up and just pronounced it correctly after listening to a video. I'm like, why do you fucking care so much that I couldn't say onomatopoeia the first time? Like, are you like staying up in bed looking at the ceiling thinking about that the rest of the night? Because I'm not.
Oh my
Sorry.
God. It reminds me of this one time when people were really mad that I like slurped a tea or something in the dead of winter, and I was like dying, and I was so MSP too. Like
I have misophonia. Can't you edit that out?
They're like, no. I was like, how about you shut your mouth? I'm just kidding. Because I was so mad. Like I really was mad. I did not have a good experience being mid. But like to me, it's like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm literally breaking this shit down like every single day. It's fucking cold. I'm exhausted. I'm sick of dying. Like I was so diet fatigued at the time. It's like I'm freezing all the time, you know, and it's like I'm still doing this every fucking day. And it's like this one little thing, which it's like, I just couldn't handle it. I just snapped. that was like a crash out moment for me.
Or I guess relating back to the humongous Aubrey Gordon of it all, like I didn't know I said humongous 45 times in that video until everyone told me. But people would just be like, "Well, I don't understand why you need to talk about her appearance. I don't know why you need to talk about her weight." And I'm like, I feel like not that that's the most important part of the conversation, but I think it should be a fucking part of the conversation because these
She also
people,
is bringing attention to it.
yeah, like everyone is like, why do you keep talking about her belly? I'm like, well, you didn't have to watch this documentary 4 times and then edit it so you're
Yeah.
seeing it even more. And it's like, I don't know if you've experienced this because I know you've been like overweight. I assume you've probably tucked in your stomach, but like
Yeah.
her stomach was hanging out when she could have like
Uh,
clearly put it in her pants. Like, don't I have an apron belly, but like hers was hanging out towards the bottom. So like I was like, I said Aubrey Gordon's stomach is hanging out again, and it's like I feel like it really adds to how much she weighs and almost like the state of delusion that she's in, that she can't even like she doesn't even know what her body feels like.
yeah, she's not aware of stuff
Hmm.
like that. Yeah, I think, yeah, I could see those comments being annoying. I think for me, one of the most annoying things for me is like this, there'll be like, oh, like you're so good at dishing it out, but you can't take it and all this stuff. And it's like, I get so annoyed because it's like, they'll be like, oh my gosh, you're so emotional, or whoa, like you can't handle it. It's like, honey, I'm always emotional. Like you're not special. Like I feel emotional about, I don't even know.
Well, you
Like I
put a lot
think,
of passion behind your video, so it makes sense that you're going to be passionate behind your comments too.
well, and also too, like I'm emotional about like being bored. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I literally have nothing going on and I'm emotional. It's like you're not special. And I feel like there is, I don't know what to call it, but it's like it just irritates me, I guess. I guess it's irksome. It's like that's who I am. I'm always gonna be emotional. I've been emotional since the day I was born. I'm gonna be emotional the day I die. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. So that irritates me. And then I think, but it's very rare because sometimes like I get the toxic ritualistic reinforcement comments, and those don't bother me as much because I kind of understand where they come from.
Mhm.
Like I get it, but it's kind of those types, I think that irritates me of like, oh, you're so bothered. Like that's such an American thing. Americana Del Rey, but it's such an American thing to be like, oh, you had an emotional reaction. That means that you're so bothered. And it's like, no, like I can have an emotional reaction to changing my t-shirt. It's like, it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't
Yeah.
actually have any impact or it doesn't mean anything necessarily. Now, in some cases, yeah, obviously, but it's like, I've never told people that I love criticism. I don't. I'll tell
Who
you
does?
now. I'll tell you now, audience, I don't love it. I don't. But it's like I deal with it all the time.
Mhm.
You have to, especially
Comes with
as
the
an
job,
activist.
unfortunately.
Yeah. But I'm okay. Like I'm being dramatic and I'm just being toxic. Because I had to. Because it's just, activisty
Well, you've been on
things.
YouTube a lot longer than I have in this like
Mhm.
sphere, so I'm sure you've gotten a lot more mean comments than I have because you've just been on the platform way more. Give me a year or
It's
two, I'm sure I'll have some a list of them.
yeah. Well, for me too, I'll get some where they'll be like, oh my gosh, your voice, or oh this, or you get the wig off, stuff like that,
Yeah.
which to me, I just don't even give a fuck about that at all. But to me, it's just,
Oh, I think I saw someone the other day. I don't remember if you replied to it, but it was like, "Are you using a voice filter?"
oh my God, that one
I'm
killed
like, why you
me.
guys comment about like the stupidest things?
I, l- I died at that one. That one made me laugh. That one actually made me laugh
I know sometimes
because,
they're funny,
yeah,
but don't leave
because to
anymore.
me, I was like, I feel like it was more innocent of a
Hmm.
question, but it's like
Still
literally,
funny.
why would I do that?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna put a chipmunk filter in all my videos so you
Yeah,
guys don't know who
just
I am.
totally. I mean, I get it. It's Cali. It's a Cali girl. It's
Mm-hmm.
Cali girl accent. That's why. So I mean, if we have to break it down, it's first of all gay, very feminine, gay too. Second of all, I have a higher voice naturally.
Hmm.
And then third of all, I have a Cali girl accent. So it makes it even higher. because California is very nasally. So it makes
Mhm.
your pitch even higher. So that's like 3 layers of a high voice. That's why.
Yeah, like, do you wanna get into this? There's a lot
Yeah,
going
I
on
can
behind
break
it.
it down for you, but it's like, no, like there's no vocal manipulation.
Mm.
It is what it is. But anyways, but thank you so much. I guess that's basically everything. Do you have any questions for me, I guess, before we go?
No, I asked all the
Yeah.
ones I wanted to in my channel.
Okay. Well, definitely check out Angelica's channel. And thank you so much for becoming a part of Anti-FA. I'm so happy with you. That's all I have to say.
Well, thanks for having me on your channel. It was an honor.
Thank you so much. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your day, night, etc. Peace.
Bye.